Welcome to Profit Channels. This is my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice. Please consider this video entertainment. Today I'm going to talk about Copart Inc, CPRT, around $44. Today is October 10th, after market close, Friday, October 10th. All right, this company engages in online auctions and vehicle remarketing services. We've got nice monthly net income, nice growing annual net income. Most United States, some international. We have nice increasing, for the most part. Quarterly cash flow, annually, this is looking real strong. Liabilities are not an issue with this company. If I look at the forecast, I've got 14 analysts, 6 strong buy, 3 buy, and 5 hold. Jump into the financials, or this is the statistics. So common shares outstanding are slowly increasing, which is okay. I prefer them to be going down. Price to earnings seemed high, but historically it's been higher. Let's look at this annually. All right, shares are increasing slowly. Our price to earnings is relatively low. Historically, last few years, price to sales is relatively low, and our price to cash flow and book value are both relatively low compared to the last handful of years. Our profitability ratios, return on assets, is also a little low historically. Return on equity is a little low, and our return on invested capital is a little low. However, our net margin is, this is the best it's been in all the data we have here. So that's the most important thing. Let's go over to our revenue annually. We've had the biggest revenue last year that we've had. Biggest net income. If I look at it quarterly, so a little less than last quarter, was a little less than the one before, but pretty big. Net income around $4 million, a little less than the previous quarter, but above all the rest. And we jump over here to cash flow, and we've got healthy cash flow quarterly. Last year was a record for cash flow, free cash flow. All right, let's jump into the charts. Here's a monthly chart. We've got points of control below us. We have touched the 100, but mostly the 50, and we're right on the 50 right now. If we go into here to the weekly, get this in view. We've been down to the 200, but we are heading back. We broke down here to the 200 again. So are we going to bounce off it? We have not broken below 200 from what I can see. And let's jump into the daily. We are now below our short-term point of control, though. Daily, we are now through all of our points of control underneath them. We just filled this daily gap that we've had since November 23. We do have a large gap above us on the upper 50s and a large gap below us around $29. We are through all of our moving averages, and even on the daily, I mean, today was a bad market day. If you want the market to go up, and this price also fell and looks pretty bearish at the moment. I'm going to go back to the monthly and get rid of these moving averages and the volume profiles. All right, we've got this monthly channel with a nice midpoint line. We are headed towards the midpoint line, and it's only 1/3 of the month, but so far, let me get this down here. Come here, fella. This monthly bar is looking pretty bearish. Okay, so now if I take let's jump into the weekly. Close up this channel, and open a fib channel here. So I'm doing a fib channel. I'm connecting these two bottoms and extending it up, and we have all of these touches up here. We have this really nice fib channel with the 236, the 382, the 0.5 is real pretty, 618, the 786. So this looks like a nice channel. We could be at the bottom of. I could also, if I connect this bottom to these tops in a fib channel, this also works out real nice, how these lines work through, and this would indicate a bottom. And then finally, if I go into the daily chart, we've got this downward channel we've been in and have not broken out. If I go back to our weekly, we're seeing a lot of volume down here. So usually I see a big bar and I'm thinking we're at the bottom or at the top. If I go into the daily though and look at our volume, we've got pretty good volume right here, but nothing like this day. But still, everything's kind of bearish here. If I do a fib retracement, back up to the weekly. All right, so from this bottom, where's my mouse? Here we go, to this top. We've got nice fib lines, the 786, 618, 0.5. Let me jump into the daily and look at this a little closer. I think it looks better on the daily chart. And so this is a full retracement. We haven't made it all the way back. We likely could. If I close this up and I do a fib extension, if I look at it right now, so from the bottom to the top to the bottom, we have pretty good fib lines here with lots of touches. That makes me think this is the bottom. However, if I drag this down, so it's a full retracement, these lines also work pretty good. So I think we got to see this thing bottom out and turn around first. If I look at the CPRT divided by the SPX, we have this giant monthly channel. We are at the bottom of this channel and in fact just breaking out of it. We also have a weekly channel that we're cutting across in with a good midpoint line, and we have filled some gaps Now, if I look at this at the monthly, our RSI has been way overbought, and we're on a downtrend. MACD is looking bearish. We got mixed signals here on the parabolic SAR and the super trend. And our stochastic is really bottomed out. When I go back to the weekly, we're in bearish territory in both the MACD and the RSI with long-term downward trends. We've got, it's all bears here in the parabolic SAR and the super trend. And our stochastic is still in oversold to the daily. It's all bears down here with our indicators. Our MACD is threatening a crossover and to move up. So is our RSI. We're coming up now from oversold. We're coming out here from on the MACD. Now we have an upward trend. But our stochastic is still in the basement. And finally, if I jump into the 2 hour, we're all bears with our indicators. Our MACD is trying to turn up. Our RSI is trying to turn up. And so is our stochastic. Finally, our monthly RSI Bollinger Band. And so we've been riding the top of this Bollinger Band. We are now dipped into it. Our ADX is generally trending down, saying we're losing our downward trend that we had. We had this upward trend and we're losing that. Squeeze momentum is looking pretty bad, and money flow index is looking pretty bad. On the weekly, money flow is coming down, squeeze momentum is coming up, and we are at our moving average here in our RSI Bollinger Band. ADX is at 30, so it says we're still in a downward trend. Now on the daily, now I've got money flow index starting to come up. It has been way oversold. It's come up and now it's back down, and we're breaking out oversold. Squeeze momentum is becoming less bearish. We're now near the bottom of our RSI Bollinger Band, but we got a positive signal, and ADX is still indicating a downtrend. And finally, the 2 hour. We are at the bottom of our Bollinger Band. We're starting to show a little bit of life on the 2 hour with the green bar. Finally, what's the news? Cash producing stocks that we find risky. I think there's still more downside here, but it's an attractive company. Money flows down. Squeeze momentum's not saying a lot, and ADX is saying no trend. So are we going to start rebounding here or make it down a little further? I don't know. Keep an eye on it. I mean, Friday, today's just been a bad day. So let's see what Monday looks like. But, yep, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like it. I'll talk to you later.